LooseMan. Today's topics are: how do you deal with bill splitting issues? What would you wear for your funeral? Are you a dine or dasher? And it's Vile Kim versus Coleen. On today's panel was Coleen Nolan, Linda Nolan, Linda Robson, and Janet Street Porter. Now with me, Ashley Gardner. And today's guests was Sam Bailey, Nick McDonald, and the horrible Kim Woodburn. So I've got my fan on because I be busy and I'm boiling hot. So what a show it was today on LooseMan. Was not expecting that at all. So before I get all what's the word? Before I go my rant, obviously at the beginning of the show, they asked how Janet was about her recovery from a knee op. She said she's doing really, really well. She went to the beach and went in the sea and all that. She's still struggling to sleep. And apparently she's in love with the bodyguard actor. I can't think, was it Maiden? He was in Game of Thrones as well. So I see another affair coming on up for Janet. And after that, they was talking about Aretha Franklin's death, because she's been laid out for people to go and pay their respects. And she was wearing, there's a picture, she was wearing, I think it's like all pink, all nicely dressed. So they was asking, what would you like to wear when at your funeral? Her funeral was on Friday, and it's gonna be a star-studded thing. You got like Stevie Wonder and Ariana Grande performing and stuff, so it's gonna be just, which she deserves, because she's the queen of soul, so she deserves just the best send-off ever. And Linda Robson was saying that she'd want to be in a dressing gown and her slippers, and also she says she wants Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive, going down. Oh, it's just funny. And Colin just looked and said, "Why don't that? You're dead. You haven't survived." It's just funny. I agree with Coleen and Janet. Once you're dead, you're dead. You ain't gonna care what you're wearing. Well, you'll be in a box. So, but some people do, which I completely understand. And apparently, a Californian man is facing 10 felony counts for allegedly sneaking out on dates just before the waiter brought the bill, leaving the woman to pay for the dinner themselves. Oh. Have you ever ended up footing the bill because someone ducked out? Or do you have a friend who always leaves before it's their turn to pay for the drinks? I think for the first and second date, man should pay. After that, I think it should either be take it in turns or split the bill, because it's not fair that the man pays for everything. So when I read it this morning, I just burst out. It was hilarious when I was reading it. And then after that, they was talking about self-harming. Apparently, I think it was 1 in 4 girls self-harm, which is really, really bad. Linda spoke about her son Louis self-harming. It was really heartbreaking to hear her story. And Linda Nolan spoke out about her self-harming problems. And thing is, there is so much stuff that triggers self-harm, and there is so much help out there that you got to pay for. I don't think there's enough stuff on NHS to help people that do this. And I think, like Magus, for instance, when Stacey Solomon had her picture on the front cover of a magazine, Now magazine, saying how that she's boring and disgusting and stuff, and it's like, reading stuff like that can make you self-harm, body shaming people. It's just absolutely, completely wrong on every level. I'd love to know a way we could get round stopping all that in magazines. I don't know if there's a law that can be changed or something needs to be done. So it's absolutely horrible, and I completely agree with Linda Nolan when she said about schools should have counsellors in place for people that feel like they're going to self-harm or are self-harming, because there's so many people, so many young children that it affects. And so if you are affected, anyone affected by what they was talking about on LooseMan, or even me, then go over to itv.com/LooseWomen, and there's lots of helplines on there that you could go and speak to, because you shouldn't suffer in silence. Next, it's the bit we've all been dreading. Kim and Coleen came face to face for the first time since their stunt in Celebrity Big Brother. And the last time Kim was on LooseWomen, she called Coleen two-faced. And even on one show, Coleen admitted she was two-faced, which I would as well if I was in the house with her. So good on you, Coleen. So you had Judge Janet in the middle. You had Coleen and Linda Nolan one side, and you had Linda Robson and Vile Kim on the other side. And as soon as Kim came out, she started on Linda Robson, telling her about saying apparently when she was on her last, she whispered in her ear that saying that Coleen told her she is two-faced and all this, she was two-faced. And Linda was like, she said it on the fucking show. It's not something that, is a secret. Coleen said it on the show. And she was having a right go at Linda, which really, really was pissing me right off. I was getting wild, really wild. Love Coleen. She kept a nerve. She just sat there, not just, ignoring her. And she really, really wanted to make, put it in the past and all that. But no, Kim wasn't having any of it. She even brought her childhood up, which she broke down. Linda tried to, put her arm around her, try and console her. She wouldn't have any of it. She pushed her arm away. What an evil bitch she is. She's like Katie Hopkins. Well, yeah, she's like Katie Hopkins. She doesn't deserve a fee because she walked off. She doesn't deserve any airtime. She doesn't deserve no TV whatsoever. She deserves to grow old and not gracefully, disgracefully, on her own. I don't know how her husband puts up with her. Wow, she should be, wow. She should be, she really needs serious help. Even Linda said, have you got anger issues? I think she has got anger issues. But then, I bet when they all got off, she'll stay behind, oh, that was a good performance, wasn't it? And be all nicey with them all. Like she did on this morning with Phil. She is one evil bitch. She just doesn't deserve nothing. So yeah, rant over. That's my rant for today. And I hope Linda's alright. Linda Robson. I couldn't give us stuff about Kim, whether she's right or no. She only said about her childhood to get sympathy. We all know about her childhood. That doesn't give her the right to bully, doing what she does. And apparently someone, I haven't read her book, I don't want to read a book, but apparently someone was messaged me on, replied to me on Twitter saying that she's turning out like a mother. So maybe she should get some counselling or something for it. So on a happier note, Sam Bailey and Nicholas McDonald came on because it's X Factor week this week, due to the X Factor starting this Saturday and Sunday on ITV. Nick is bringing out another album and also a single in a couple of weeks' time. He's got a little bit of bum fluff now, and he's getting older. Sam has a song called Bleed Red, which is out now, and which I haven't heard, so I will go and listen to it, see. Apparently it's really good. And yeah, it ended on a happier note. And I really hope they don't let her on there again, because she doesn't deserve to be on there. Yeah, look forward to seeing you on there tomorrow.